Hi, this is Saen Higgins, and you are going to absolutely love this video. I know I do. This is on live bidding, how to bid at a live auction. There are so many little subtle things. I mean, some of them you're going to go, oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay, and some of you are going, oh wow, I need to know that. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to bid like a pro. And at the very end, I got a special little treat for you. You're going to absolutely love this. And you know the drill. Thumbs up, comment, all that good stuff. If you have questions on this, or you've got a technique that I want to know about, if you've got something that's worked in your particular area, let me know. It's funny, I saw somebody the other day and they said, I think you're the one that's answering the questions that I said, yeah. And then when he told me the question, I go, yeah, you did this. So I actually am the one that does this. So please just ask any questions on that. All right, so let's get right down to bidding. Okay, first of all, let's talk about, well, what do you need to do before? I mean, most of it happens before. First of all, you need to know exactly how that particular jurisdiction, that county, that auction house handles their bidding. Now, one of the misnomers out there in most of these situations is it some kind of an auction house? I don't know if I've been to actually cattle auctions and stuff, and I don't know what the heck these people are saying. I mean, whatever they're doing on that. It's just like, really, do you understand? And you take a while and you'll figure it out. Very rarely, if at all, you will see somebody doing that. So let's just get rid of that. And then there's other sales out there where they're going really slow. Do I see 10,000? 10,000? You're like, dude, just stop it already. So understand how they bid. Are they doing premium bidding? Are they bidding down a percentage of the value of the house? Are they doing 18%, 17%, 60%? All of these. So how are they bidding? Okay, this is super important. Okay, number one. Number two, this is even more important than number one. So what it is you have to know how the money needs to be. I mean, in other words, when you're the winner, how do they want their money? Okay, there are some places that you have to literally have cash or cashier's check. They literally will not go on to the next property until that property, whoever won it, is paid for. They'll go, sold, go see, whoever over here and pay for it. And they'll even ask, are you planning on bidding on the next property? If you are, they will stop the auction. They will wait until you're done paying for that property and they'll start it up over again. And let me tell you something, you do not want to be in that room if you don't have the money. I actually have never seen somebody bid on a property and not have the funds right there until literally the last 12 months. In the last 12 months, I've seen it 3 times, and I'm looking going, what are these people doing? One guy was like, the guy said, where are you going? He says, I'm going to the bank. He goes, and the county guy just like, okay, listen, everybody be very clear. You have to have the funds in the building. So what happened in that situation, they rebid the property and that person was responsible between the difference of what they bid on the property and what the new bid was gonna be, plus a 25% penalty. So this property, he bought it, I do believe his bid was like $134,000. The new bid was $104,000. So this dude had to pay the difference between, his name was Dude. I think his name was Dude. Anyways, this dude had to pay the difference plus a 25% penalty. And he was like, I just needed to go to the bank. It doesn't matter. Okay, so understand what that is. Now, let's go to the others. Let's swing that pendulum to the other side. I've seen some places they're like, oh, yeah, whatever. If you're going to wire the money, just give us the wire confirmation on it by 4 o'clock today. You're like, oh, okay, I can do that. Or credit cards. There's a couple of places out there that I've seen they use credit cards. And let me tell you something, if you've got the room and you've got the bandwidth, make sure that credit card has miles. Okay, there's nothing better than buying a house on a credit card. And they might charge you a little fee for that, but I mean, there you go. So understand how the funds need to be placed on that. All these things are really important. You don't want to come to the auction with all of your paperwork. Okay, you just don't. I've done all of my research beforehand. I know exactly what I want to pay for that property, but I know what I want to pay maximum bid. Now, understand something. You probably will not hit maximum bid. Okay, you're probably not. But my maximum bid is literally gonna be, this is what I'm willing to pay for the property, and I can hit all my numbers based on that. Okay, worst case scenario, if I have to, wholesale it, whatever that might be, that doesn't necessarily mean that's what you're gonna pay for the property, but you have to be willing to stick to your max bid. Do not get caught up in what we call auction fever. I was at one particular sale. There was a property I was interested in. It was probably worth $128,000. It was a condominium. This was down in Florida. I was like, okay, I'm willing to pay this $128,000, not $128,000, but I think I was probably right around $48,000. These two guys bid this property up to $120,000. And I never, here's another rule, do not talk to other people at the auction. I just don't. I don't care what they're doing. I don't care what their strategy is. It gets you off your game. We'll talk about that more in a minute. But so I had to. This guy next to me is the one that won it. I go finally just said, dude, his name was Dude too. I said, what did you pay for this prop? Why did you pay $100? It's not worth $128,000. And he goes, yeah, that guy wasn't going to get another one. That was his strategy, literally. So don't worry about what other people are doing. I usually like to have little index cards on there. I do not use electronics. Okay, I don't have my phone. Sometimes they don't allow phones. Number one, if the phone breaks, you don't know what your max bids are. Guess what? 3x5 cards. I've got the address, the folio number, whatever it is on the property, and my max bid. I don't want to get any other information. Why? Because if you see bidding going a certain way, I've been doing this 30 years, and I'll go, and then you start changing things. Don't do that. Stick to your maximum bid. Super, super important. Now, here's another thing. When you go to the auction, I don't want to jump in right away. Now, let's use an example. Let's say that there's a $230,000 property. Opening bid on this property was $15,000. Let's say my bid is $70,000. I don't jump in at $15,000. When the bidding starts at $15,000, I let whoever wants to bid on this property bid. If it goes past my max bid of $70,000, I'm good, I'm out. I don't even need to open my mouth. I don't need to get involved in that. Okay, the thing is going in at 15, 16, 18, all that, no, I don't need to do it. So let everybody else get themselves out of the way. There could be 50 people in the room. I don't care. Okay, I don't know what the stats are on this. You can look them up. But if there's 15 people in the room, there's probably 3 or 4 people that are actually bidding. I have no clue what the rest of the people are doing. But there you go. So don't get intimidated by the size. So what I'm doing here is, well, here's one I did in Cleveland. And so there's one property. My max bid was $45,000. Property was worth like $150,000. Needed a little bit of work. Looked pretty good from the outside. Not a whole lot. Little lipstick, makeup, blah blah blah. Right. So I'm at $45,000. So these two guys are bidding on this property, 22, and all of a sudden one guy goes 23, and they start laughing. I'm like, what are they doing here? 23.50, 24. They're going up here. It started to cap out at about $26,000, and the other guy just goes like, he's out. And so the auctioneer's going, anybody else? Anybody else? So I said 30, and everybody stops and looks around. Now, this is what you would call cardiac bid. In other words, the bid is going up to $26,000. Everybody thinks this guy is going to win because they're the only 2 people that were going. The other guy is kind of like, I'm out. This is, again, why you don't talk to people. And so he's thinking he's owning the property at $26,000. And I step in, 30. Okay, I mean, like I am not going to stop too. And as soon as that happens, everybody kind of looked around. He goes, well, 31. I go, 35. Before he could get that word 31 out of his mouth, boom, I hit it at 35. And he goes, 36. I go, 40. And I just kept jumping it at $5,000. And he said 40. He said, no, we stopped at 40. That's right. So he just went back like this. He goes, I'm out. And so I got it for $40,000. And he turns to me and comes over. There was probably 15 people in the room. And he says, you must be with the bank. I didn't say anything. I just kind of nodded. He goes, yeah, you guys have deep top pockets. And I just kept nodding my head. Again, I don't want to engage in conversation. I mean, I love to talk to people. And so for me, it was hard not to get into that. I just don't care. I don't care what they're doing or how they're doing it. So this is what you call a cardiac bid. But there's been many times before where I've gone to a couple, 3, maybe even 4 auctions where I don't even bid because it skyrockets right past my bid. I'm like, I'm good. It's just a numbers game. So keep that in mind. You know exactly where you're going to go. You know what your max bid and know what your strategy is. Okay, when you have all those, there's a lot less stress when you're showing up at the auction because You know where your max bid is. You know what your strategy is. Plus, if you're waiting, you can kind of see who the players are in the room. This has helped me out so many different times. And as you start to participate, people realize real quick that you know what you're doing. And then during the breaks and stuff, you might have some people come up to you, hey, what's going on? What's doing? That is not the time to have those conversations. Listen, I'm here to bid. And oh, by the way, you are not the one buying. Always let them know that I am representing the buyer, because otherwise there'll be another million questions. Look, I've got so much more on this, and I've got a brand new course. It's my gift to you. All you have to do is hit the link down below, hit the higginsmethod.com, fill out the information on there, and that's my gift to you, this brand new course. Good luck, God bless, and thank you very much.